British of you, doesn't it? Now I'm wondering, because this team has a lot of riders out of the United Kingdom and then some Americans, because Lisa Armistead is an American. But I am thinking Melanie, I'm looking right now, Nathan, you might have it in front of you. Where's Melanie from?
Well, it looks like Melanie's from the US of A. It does look like
she's
USA.
from America. All right.
She's from America.
Gin threw me off. Plenty of Americans love gin. Did it seem British, though? I don't know. Maybe that's just me.
Yeah.
That's Melanie we're talking about.
Yeah, that's Melanie. Now we're jumping on in with Richards, though, here. She's hammering. Trying to keep things together. Nice job by... we're looking at Wenda Richards here. She's a shorter distance sprinter. She put that straight up into her racing experience. No real recognized accomplishment in cycling, but lots of long-distance UK-based team running, mostly off-road mountain running events, it sounds like. And I want to thank her husband, Phil Richards, who is a strength and conditioning coach, who puts her through her training, plus recommendation before, during, after training and racing. Absolutely awesome. Great to see you in the family.
Did you see Monty? I don't know if you can see Monty the parrot right now. I think they keep Monty in a different room. He gets too excited cheering on during the Zwifting. But she is a rehomed Monty the gray parrot. But an animal lover is actually something that a lot of our Zwift community shares. As a matter of fact, Nathan, as I've made my rounds meeting a bunch of Zwifters doing our World of Zwift show, it seems like just about every single one, it's either a dog or a cat. Our next guest, V. Wynn, has a very cool cat. But as you saw with Jeff Kabush, he was hanging out with Katarina Nash and a couple of extremely cool Vieselas there. But animals seem to go very nicely with Zwift.
Yeah, and I'm loving that her African gray parrot actually tells her to shut up if he tells him off. Actually, so I've had parrots in the house before, and they do have attitude. Yeah. They do have attitude. That's for sure. That is definitely.
Well, you know my opinion of birds. I think birds are like dinosaurs. They are mean. And I was hoping that Monty would be nice, but it sounds like if he's yelling "shut up" at people.
Well,
sounds
they
like
just
a bird.
say what you say, so I don't know. I'm just going to leave that one there. They just say whatever you're saying.
You're looking at a mirror, right?
One of our other highlights, this is going to be Ackford, Jean Ackford, and she's actually been nice enough. She's had a smile on her face a lot during when I've been watching the video images coming on. Now a little bit of suffering, though, as they're making their way up and over the top of the climb here, right into that 11-12% or so, as Ackford now really gives in to 12%. Needs to close this down. Look at her starting to spin things up, and she's on. Is that going to be it's going to be a tax? I'm not sure if it's a Neo or not, but that's she's going to be really feeling that 15% grading right now as she looks to try and bring things back together.
That's an impressive bit of machinery there. I love her smile, and Nathan, again, this is Jean Ackford that we're in with right now. She is an athlete that excels in the time trials and hill climbs. She's perfect for the course out here today. And you know how, so I honestly, Nathan, I haven't checked, but I'm going to tell you that she must be from the United Kingdom, because she says that her partner of 21 years and fellow, and here's the key word, turbo fanatic Jude is who she wanted to shout out. So big shout out to Jude, but also anyone who says turbo has to be British.
Yeah, usually that is a British term for the trainers, for sure. Ackford trying to get back on terms right now. It's right there. You can see it, but she has to connect right now because it's going to roll away from her. 2 watts per kilogram, 1.7. It looks like it's going to happen.
Closing this down.
Good on her and the rest of this WCC team. Super solid effort
Ackford, a human wattage cottage right now. She is dimming the power grid. Right now, lights are flickering on and off in Metro London as she has tapped into the grid. That's awesome, Jean. She got on, Nathan. Look at that. That's all heart.
Yeah, and that's going to be the Blazing Stars, just so everybody knows. Blazing Stars is who we are looking at here, and the WCC team on the right-hand side there. Blazing Stars is what they're being called, though, on the list here. So they're currently sitting with a 16:33 at that 8 kilometer mark. Now over the top, Evo Sparks do take over the 22:57. The first one through the 10 kilometer mark. Check at this point. So thanks to Martin for providing that information for us.
Nathan, speaking of Norwegians, did Carrie Ann check in with the camera today?
There she is.
Oh, right on. Racing out of Norway. The Arctic Express. This is someone who has a tremendous amount of experience road racing.
She just gave us a little, hey, with the water bottle. No big deal. We can hammer it away.
The Norwegian machine right there. That's a nice work ethic. I mean, just hammering along. I love this team. Great call, Nathan, on bringing this group of women on board here. So again, this is one of our Norwegians. She's a preschool teacher. I think that's one of those noble, that's a great word for it, a noble profession, right, Nathan? As a father yourself, those adults that spend time with our kids that help shape the rest of their lives at that age, preschool age, boy, having good people around makes such a big difference.
Definitely does. Definitely a awesome addition to the community. Not just addition, but I mean huge assets and lots of love and care that goes into each one of the kids, the formation of their lives for sure, their identity, who they are, and what they know. So it's not just about the information and knowledge that comes through, though. The
respect for other
representation
people.
That they
so much is learned.
Model for them. So absolutely. Road racer now is addicted to Zwift. I'm seeing here.
Right up
participate in local races in Norway. Going to participate in Tour de Short experience in August. Pretty cool to see. And she's even interested in Norwegian folk dance and folk music, but dancing her whole life. Also does play the accordion. I'd like to see. Why don't we jump? I mean, we need to get an example of that, right? Like off the bike and go get the accordion. That's what we need.
Well, I'm going to tap into, so I don't know if I've told you this or not, Nathan, but when I was a kid, I lived in Norway for a couple of years, probably like 1974, 75, right there. And Norwegian folk dance and folk music, it is a huge part of Scandinavian culture. And I am wondering if Movement Trolls is something that Carrie Ann is familiar with. The old Movement Trolls was a thing that I remember from that time. Like sort of like in line with like 70s Norwegian anime, right? Like,
I think I've actually heard of this for some reason. Maybe it was.
It's sort of a.
Might have been.
I don't know. I don't think I brought it up. I brought up Norway before, but I don't know if I brought that up. But at any rate, summertime, summer nights in Norway, right? It's almost like Alaska in that the sun barely sets. Like you could read a newspaper outside at 11 o'clock at night. That's how much sun you have. And it couldn't be any more beautiful with the wildflowers. And it's just like when a sunny day in Seattle, when you contrast it to all the rainy days. Well, the same thing there when you're up in the, near the Arctic Circle. When you have a beautiful day, boy, does it stand out. Well, having a beautiful ride is going to be the Rave C Euro team here, Pharmas and Company. This looks like they are crushing it right now, Nathan. Yeah, speaking of Northern Europe.
Just at the top a second ago, but it does look like Birchmer, Viana Latte are going to take over the top spot for a moment, but 13.4 in. Good to see, as always. Whenever we jump in with Rave, we got to bring in the Rave music. And